Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to call the City of Homestead Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, and it is now 5:30 p.m. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Avila. Here. Councilman Fletcher. Here. Councilwoman Bailey. Here. Councilman Ross. Here. Vice Mayor Guzman. Here. Mayor Lawson.
Here. Thank you. Are there any additions, deletions, or deferrals, Mr. Manager?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Our first item is the approval of the September 6th, 2022 Committee of the Whole minutes. We have a motion to approve. Moved by Councilman Fletcher, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Next item, tab 2. It's a motion to place car number 3675 on the council agenda. Critical infrastructure, cybersecurity, and reliability protection. This is a consulting services agreement. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. Homestead Public Services Energy Department is required by the federal government to follow certain standards associated with cybersecurity and electrical infrastructure grid reliability. The regulatory standards are complex and dynamic and require a tremendous level of expertise to interpret and implement correctly. Homestead Energy wishes to partner with Guidehouse, Inc. to leverage their expertise in ensuring compliance with all federally mandated requirements. This includes assistance with the 2022-2023 self-certifications, preparation for the 2023 audit, and assistance with the 2023 audit process with the FERC. Staff recommends the Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the City Manager to negotiate and enter into an agreement with Guidehouse, Inc. in substantially the form attached for services on an as-needed basis in amount not to exceed $130,000 a year. This is a 2-year agreement with the option to renew for additional 1-year periods in whole or in part upon the same terms, conditions, and mutual written consent of both parties. This item falls under professional services and is exempt from competitive bidding.
Okay, thank you. Any initial questions or comments from the council? Councilman Fletcher?
Yeah, just quickly, I noticed that in the account, there's a balance of $194,000. Is the remainder of the remainder of the funds in the account going to be utilized for additional consulting services? Is that the present preference for that, or? We need better microphones.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Very good. Any further questions or comments from council? All right, I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this matter? All right, we'll close the public hearing, and I'll entertain a motion for approval of this item, car number 3675, for the council agenda. Moved by Vice Mayor. Seconded by Councilman Fletcher. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next item, tab 3, motion to place car number 3672 on the council agenda, the Florida Department of Corrections Trustee Squad Services. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. The State of Florida Department of Corrections Homestead Correctional Institution is offering to provide the City of Homestead with up to 5 inmates to assist the Parks and Recreation Department under the supervision of the CRA's Trustee Service Specialist. Staff recommends the Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing City Manager to execute the contract with the State of Florida Department of Corrections, which is a no-cost agreement. This is a 3-year agreement with the option to renew for 1 additional 3-year period in whole or in part upon the same terms and conditions and mutual written consent of both parties.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? Okay, I'll open the public hearing and ask if there are any comments with respect to this matter. None appearing, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to approve. Moved by Councilwoman Bailey, seconded by Vice Mayor Guzman. There's nothing further. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Moving right along, tab 4. Motion to place car number 3663 on the council agenda, the Children's Trust Service Partnership Grant. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. The Police Department applied to the Children's Trust of Miami-Dade County for a 1-year grant with the possibility to renew the award for up to 4 more years in order to provide support services to children and their families who have been exposed to violence. The grant award of $700,000 funds 6 community-based agencies. The service provided through the partnering agencies include intake and assessment, mental health services, legal assistance, relocation, safety planning, financial assistance, and assistance with basic needs. The non-for-profit agencies funded through the partnership are as follows: Mujer, $143,836, SOS, $227,131, Legal Aid, $51,500, Vida Law, $54,500, Christie House, $76,533, and En Familia for $146,500. There is a match of $70,000, which is met through the partnering agency's general budgets. The match includes rent, utility staff supervision, and family stabilization funds. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution and authorize the city manager to execute the contract agreement with the Children's Trust of Miami-Dade County in the amount of $700,000.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Manager. Questions or comments from council? Okay. Anything to add, Ms. Nanny?
No, sir.
Okay. The question that I had was as to, and I've spoken with the manager about this, as to the selection of those partner entities. What was the rationale there, and are we obligated? Do we do oversight to look at how those monies are utilized through the agencies that we in turn refund?
And I'll defer to Sandy on the question.
Hang on. Go. I just turned it on.
I'm sorry. The agencies they are chosen because we have all worked together since 2007. We were a stronghold in the South Dade community for providing support services to families exposed to violence. And this partnership developed a seamless system of care for high-risk families, and each entity provides a different service, so we're not duplicating amongst the partners. We went for funding, I believe it was approximately 2012, as a partnership, and we were funded through the Children's Trust and also through Office of Violence Against Women. We have done well every year. We have to submit reports to the trust. They come out, they analyze everything we do. And because of that success and because of that hard work, they continue to fund us as a partnership. We have tried to bring in other agencies into the fold, but it becomes a financial difficulty as far as funding goes because funding is very limited. The $700,000 that the trust has awarded us, that was the maximum dollar that we could apply for. But when you look at the agencies that the city manager listed, each one of those entities has partners other than this partnership that feed into the South Dade community. So those 6 agencies are being funded. In reality, the funding may not fund everyone, but we have 38 agencies approximately serving South Dade.
And just out of my own curiosity, I went online and I looked at the Form 990s for each of these agencies that we propose to assist. And it appears that the vast majority of their annual budget is with respect to salaries. So will our dollars be for the purpose of expanding their services, enabling them to hire more staff? Or is it giving raises to existing staff, or both, or do we know?
No, it is for staff that are implementing care coordination. So it's the ongoing funding of staff. In social services, raises are like never. So, that's par for the course. So no, there are no raises. And I wanted to address the fact that SOS is funded more than the other agencies, and this goes into what you were asking. SOS also has a program director that oversees the entire program. So that's why SOS has a few more dollars than the other agencies. We also have a data entry clerk that provides all the data and it's quite a bit of data, to the Children's Trust for review and assessment.
Appreciate that, and, you know, the work that SOS does and the difference that, that organization makes in the lives of people in this community is incredible. You know full well why I dig a little deeper, given the history of some activities that I think are entirely inappropriate to the mission of that agency, and, but I appreciate your answers. All right, anything further from council?
Thank you, Mayor.
Open the public hearing. Anyone in the audience or online wishing to speak on this matter? Okay, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to place this item on the council agenda. Moved by Councilwoman Bailey, second by Vice Mayor Guzman. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Next item is tab 5, motion to place car number 3677 on the council agenda. The Florida Department of Transportation Driving Under the Influence Reduction Grant.
Thank you, Mayor. The Homestead Police Department has applied for and received the grant from the Florida Department of Transportation in the amount of $85,000. The grant award is to fund law enforcement overtime in order to reduce the number of traffic accidents in the city of Homestead as a result of driving while under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol. In addition to the enforcement activities, additional information will be provided to the community on the dangers and consequences of driving while intoxicated. Staff recommends the mayor and council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement and establish a budget of $85,000 for an $85,000 grant from the Florida Department of Transportation to address the high rate of injuries and death due to driving under the influence. This grant requires no matching funds.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is like, what, the 20th year of this, it seems like?
This is, I believe, our third year for this one, for the DUI grant.
All right. Any questions or comments from council on the DUI overtime grant? Councilman Fletcher.
Yeah, just quickly, having been part of some of these enforcement activities in the past, did we conduct any DUI checkpoints in the year of 2021 during the COVID time period?
I don't believe so. I don't believe there were any done during that period of time.
I would like to see I'll work with the city manager and the chief and his staff to ensure that, we're able to do that a little more often, because it does provide a deterrence in the community. And I haven't seen a DUI checkpoint in South Dade, not just Homestead, in quite some time. So,
We'll get you the numbers, Councilman.
good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Fletcher. Further, and I had a similar question as to what were last year's results. I know we had this, and kind of what are we getting, what bang for our buck. So we'll get that information. All right, I'll open the public hearing. Anyone like to speak on this matter? Okay, we'll close the public hearing, and I'll ask for a motion to approve this item. Moved by Councilman Fletcher, second by Vice Mayor Guzman. All in favor? Any opposed? Next item is a motion to place car number 3679 on the council agenda. The Florida Department of Transportation Occupant Protection Grant. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. The Homestead Police Department has applied for and received the grant from the Florida Department of Transportation in the amount of $55,000 for law enforcement overtime. The goal of the program is to reduce the number of traffic fatalities and injuries due to the lack of seatbelt usage. The overtime funds both enforcement initiatives and community education forums. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement and establish a budget for a $55,000 grant from the Florida Department of Transportation in order to reduce the high rate of injuries and fatalities related to the lack of use of occupant protection devices through enhanced enforcement activities. This grant requires no matching funds.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Council? Anyone in the audience wishing to speak on this matter? Okay, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to approve. Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. All in favor? Any opposed? Next item, tab 7, motion to place car number 3680 on the council agenda. The Department of Justice JAG grant, 2022-23 Grant Award. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. The Homestead Police Department has applied for and received the grant award from the Department of Justice in the amount of $55,987 for law enforcement overtime for crime reduction initiatives. In addition to the overtime funding, the grant award provides funding for 2 computer laptops. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement and establish a budget for a $55,987 grant from the Department of Justice for Crime Reduction Initiatives. This grant requires no matching funds.
Thank you. Council?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Not specifically to this grant in general, but back in September of last month, that you had provided us with a list of the grants, we had received to date.
Yes?
Can we continue to keep that list updated? But I'd also like to see if we could add the amount of matching funds that we had to provide, another column in there. That just gives us a total accountability of what those funds are, so we can keep a good eye on that and see where we're moving forward.
Absolutely, Councilman. We'll go ahead and update the spreadsheet, and if you all, we can send that out every month, however you all like.
Quarterly, I think, would be satisfactory.
Quarterly?
I think so.
Understood.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, we'll open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter? Close the public hearing and ask for a motion to approve card number 3680 for placement on the council agenda. Moved by Vice Mayor Guzman, second by Councilman Fletcher. All in favor? Any opposed? And finally, tab 8, discussion, card number 3676, City Hall Plaza use request. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. Staff seeking direction regarding the requested use of the City Hall Plaza by Hombres con Propósito for a toy drive event on Saturday, December 10th, 2022, from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Hombres con Propósito is seeking to use the City Hall Plaza for their second annual Christmas event to include free toys for children, Santa Claus, live Christian band music, tents with representation from local churches and other nonprofit organizations, food bank giveaways, and many more fun surprises for Homestead families. And I believe a representative is here for them.
Come on forward, please. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Mr. Mayor, everybody on the council here. Yeah, this is the second year in a row. I think this is we've seen the inflation and all the prices go up. I think it's going to be a good relief for the family this year. Last year, we were able to give away 600 toys. That was awesome, and we didn't have any problems. It was like 1,000 people show up. It was very organized. Everybody cooperate. And like I'm saying, I think this year more than ever, I think it's going to be a blessing to have that event again.
Absolutely. I appreciate your efforts. So many efforts in this community, and always have been. And there's,
Yeah,
you're
thank
new
you.
to the party and jumped in with both feet, and we appreciate that. But any questions from council? Councilwoman Bailey.
Thank you, Mayor. How are you?
Hi.
No, I'm really happy that this is happening also. Last year, where was it? At Roby George or City Hall Plaza?
Yeah,
Was
right
last year
here, the
too?
same
Okay.
place. It's going to be the same place. They asked me for the event
Layout,
planning, the
okay.
layouts and everything is going to be exactly the same.
And it says here about representation from other churches.
Yes.
How
local
are
ch-
you planning on inviting them? I'm just curious.
No, we already talked to them if they want to be involved. Like last year, we
Okay.
have Vineyards here, Cry Fellowship from Homestead also. We're planning to buy also Purpose Church is from Homestead also. Torrefuerte Church is from Homestead also. So pretty much everybody's going to be from Homestead.
Wonderful.
And we live all in Homestead too, all the members, the directors of Hombres con Propósito, we're from the city. We have been here, myself, 18 years. So
I was just curious if you had any relationships with some of the churches in the Southwest. For example, there's a new pastor at New Mount Zion who's very interested in doing more with the community. So if you wanted some help in introducing you to a few of the pastors in the
No, please
Southwest.
let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, we have members of every, a lot of churches in South Florida. We also members of the pastors, the committee assembly of the South Florida. So we do events in other cities too. So it will be awesome if you can let me that contact. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Guzman.
Thank you. I'm a big supporter of Hombres con Propósito, and I love what you guys do, not only with motivation, the podcast that you have, all the things that you do for the city spiritually, that you do for the kids. Is there anything else we can do for you individually to help bring awareness to your toy drive?
We would like if you approve the event, first of all, we would like if the city can post it in their social media.
Okay.
That would be nice so people can, I know that a lot of people connect to the social media of the city. And anything else that you can cooperate, we always open
Okay.
for the help. But we are also, I want you guys to know that we just came from Poland and Ukraine. We were there helping. A lot of people, they donate so we can go. They were requesting for bulletproof vests, medical supplies, and it was a beautiful, experience. We were able to go ourselves there and gave the donations in person. And they need a lot of help and prayer, so that will be good too.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilman Fletcher.
Yes, thank you. Do you have an overall 501c3
Yes, we have.
identification? If you could provide that to me, I think this is a great opportunity for
Yes.
us to get involved because I've done toy drives in the past separately. I know some of the others have as well. But if we're able to combine all of those activities together, we could truly have an event that makes a huge difference here in the city of Homestead. And I think if we're able to join together and get those folks that like to donate some of those funds to help us do that, this is a good way to do that. And so if we're able to get that information to us,
Yes.
and maybe we look at partnering with them as well and making this a tremendous community event for the city of Homestead. I
Yes,
think
yes.
that
Yes, we
that's
have a
probably the best way to move forward.
501c. We are a nonprofit organizations in Florida. Yes, sir.
So if we could work,
We'll get you that information.
very good. Thank you. That's all I have.
Councilwoman Avila.
Thank you so much. You may recall that last year I brought this event under my agenda, and I was very happy that the council supported it and brought it forward. And I did attend the event in person. It was beautiful. The amount of people was impressive. The word of mouth got around, and I think that's proof of your connectivity within the church-based community. It was open to everyone in the public, of course, but other than the parking lots we have here, I mean, where did these people park? They walked. They flocked to this event, and it was
was a lot of
beautiful.
people.
Santa was amazing. The kids had a great time, and you really made City Hall look beautiful as well. So I am happy to support this item once again. You guys are doing a phenomenal job empowering men in our community, empowering leadership, and inspiring even us to do better. So thank you for bringing it to us one more time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So do we have a motion to approve? Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you,
Very
guys.
good. Mr. Manager, anything further?
Mayor, just a quick update on the disaster relief efforts. We've been working very closely with the County of DeSoto. We're going to be finalizing our list of items that they're requesting tomorrow. And we're hoping to be able to send out the tractor trailer by this Friday. So if anything different happens, I'll definitely give you all an update. But it's funny, I know we talked about clothes and stuff, and that was one of the things they absolutely said, please don't send any clothes or water, which was surprising. But we have the list of items, and so like I said, hopefully, once we finalize it tomorrow, I'll give you all an update. And my understanding, we have about $19,100, Pam, that's been donated overall.
I think,
Oh.
those that's committed is like 25.5.
Okay, so, well then, we're spending what we have. Okay, so if anything else comes in, obviously, we'll subsequently go ahead and order. And Vice Mayor, I see you looking at me, I haven't forgotten about you. So whatever the coordination we do, we'll come by to make sure to pick up the items you've collected as well.
You need pallets, because I don't have pallets at my office.
Right now, we have a bulk order with, you're saying you do not have
I
pallets?
do not have, but I've got a lot of stuff there, like
Okay,
water.
let me see what I can do and get you, how many pallets do you think you need?
2 max.
Oh, okay, don't worry, I'll get you pallets.
2 max.
We'll get you some pallets, okay?
So we're at 19,000,
What,
22.5 now.
okay, so
You
in
don't have
hand.
Rotary's money yet, so that takes you to in excess of 20. which
Right,
you'll have
exactly.
tomorrow.
But right now, we've been spending what we have, so
Including
that'll up the number.
my trickle, like 500 here, 100 there.
Yeah, whatever we received in checks already, they immediately go to finance, and Carlos, you know how Carlos is, he deposits it very quickly. And so we ensure we have the money.
So to recap, we have the 10 from the city seed money.
Correct,
We have 6,000 from among council.
yes,
We have 5,000 from Rotary, $2,500 in phase 1 from Kiwanis. Seroptimus gave us 1,000. Cultivating Dreams gave us 1,000.
so I'll double check with Carlos, and we'll check off all the boxes on all the names, and which I will provide to all of you, because I'm sure you all want to reach out to them as
Yeah,
well.
but like I say, the numbers I had of that was committed and pretty certain. The big items were slightly in excess of 25. Very good. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to acknowledge the individuals that are leaving physically from our city and going up to manually dig out the mud and the drywall and the debris. And it's individuals, regular day people, but it's also our military community that is going on days like Columbus Day when they didn't have to go to work. A group of them went up and they're doing these types of efforts in addition to our monetary relief. And that is where a big real need is. So if anybody has time on their hands and they have the skill set to assist with manual labor, Hombres con Propósito, please, consider putting that out as well. Any of you guys, if you can take a day to go up and dig out some, you were just there, Larry, weren't you? That is a major need that they need. They need hands-on manual labor. So if you can't give money, but you can give time and effort, please do so. Thank you.
Councilwoman Avila, I've been receiving calls from people looking to go up there, but they're looking to get paid. So I'm thinking it's more of a voluntary relief effort, at the moment. So I don't know if the colonel can tell us a little bit about what your staff is seeing up there. Is there a lot of organized cleanup work going on, or is it not really gotten that organized yet from your boots on the ground over there?
To the Punta Gorda area, there was quite a bit of destruction, not as bad as the Fort Myers area and some of the other hard-hit areas. The cleanup is moving along quite progressively. I mean, it's a pretty good response over the years. I think we've gained a lot of experience in the state for hurricane response, and all the different entities they have different programs and supplies and everything standing by. So in this one, we definitely saw a very quick response. Everything from, the electric trucks to, that Punta Gorda was lacking water. So there's a lot of generators going in there. Our staff from fleet maintenance that went with us on the disaster response team was highly commended by the Punta Gorda officials, because not only did they keep us functioning as far as our equipment that we needed, our generators, our command post, and so forth, and vehicles, but they went off-site when needed and assisted Punta Gorda getting a lot of their generators going that hadn't been running in quite a while. So,
Excellent. Thank you, Colonel. I appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Okay. Anything else from council? Mr. Manager, I hope that we've got a program in place to make sure the main rights of way are freshly mowed and the
I can't
garbage is cleaned up for the
I'm
race.
sorry, Mayor, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, my
All right.
microphone was on. I hope we are preparing for the race and that all of the high visibility rights of way and medians will be mowed and cleaned up. And I plan on going down out with a crew and getting back to the old, cutting down these illegal "we buy junk car" signs, and there seems to be a proliferation of that again. We don't just need to do that for the race, we need to do it for our residents every day. But this is, I think, a good impetus when we're gonna have 40 or 50,000 visitors here for the first real full-time race in Homestead since 2019. Let's look good.
Mayor, as always, we do look good on race weekend. We've already coordinated with the racetrack. We had a kickoff. We've had several meetings, whether it's security or the maintenance of the roads, garbage, water, electric. We're on it, and we won't let you down.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. All right, do we have a motion to adjourn? So moved. All in favor? Thank you, everyone.